Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakadash. And I give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who will well and teach well the sound doctrine. And peace and blessings to your lick. Salakia about the post. I haven't been able to post up video, but Salakia, no excuse. I will try and do better. Lord willing. Just put out more videos like before it was Salakia. But anyway, 2023 is gonna be a very difficult year. Once OBR, Salakia, OBR wants UK government. The British economy will turn a corner in 2024. It says off its budget for responsibility. Let's go. Next year is going to be very difficult for households as bills continue to rise. The official UK economic forecast has warned MPs. And this was released in 2022. So who knows? We could be in for a bumpy ride in 2023. Lord willing. We always say Lord willing. We all here by this year. And if not this year, then the next year, and if not next year, then the following, and then the year after that, because we get restless. We get restless and whatnot. Because we want to get out of here. But at the same time, we still have to remain patient, because I got precept. I believe it's Ecclesiasticus 12 and Slovakia. Ecclesiasticus 12.
Download the PLT Marketplace app now and discover men's and women's pre-loved clothing.
Shut up. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 14. Is it? No, it's not that. Patience. It's somewhere. I know that it's in Ecclesiasticus. I feel like I know that it's in Ecclesiasticus. Yeah. Here it is. Ecclesiasticus 2 and 14. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and woe, is a word that's synonymous with destruction. Death and destruction. And what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? Because if you decide to drop out because for X, Y, and Z, because a female, or just about anything, there is no excuse. There is nothing worth going back in the world for. No, of course, you don't have to burn yourself. You can have a woman in the truth. You can go on holiday in the truth. You can damn well relocate, in the truth. You may want to relocate to somewhere else. That's up to you. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure you remain focused. Because even if you were in England and say you were gonna relocate to the Caribbean, okay, that's cool. But don't go ahead and do wickedness. Continue doing righteousness. Because there's gonna be no explanation. Because when the Lord returns, you'll be like, oh, I just wanted to be in the world for another 2 minutes, brother. There is no excuse for that. Because the Lord's gonna be like, depart from me, I never knew you. Because you didn't have a little patience to wait for me. You didn't have a little, you didn't have the patience, and ultimately it's because you weren't a part of the fold anyway. But that should put fear in you. And that's why it says in I believe it's Colossians 12. Is it 12?
Here are 3 signs that you have a small vocabulary. 1. You overuse words.
Just getting up. Alright, yeah.
What? Or nah, I need a taxi.
2 Corinthians 5 and 11. Like I said before, like there will be no excuse if you lose patience. You know, if you feel yourself getting if you feel yourself, you need more of the Spirit, just pray for it. You feel yourself stumbling a little bit, just pray to the Lord to strengthen you, because ultimately we're in those times where you're going to need all the help you can get from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you're going to want to make sure you're in His good graces, because if you're not, listen, it is not going to be a pretty time. It's not going to be a nice time for you, because you're going to be around a corner. You may try to run away from a bear, run around a corner, you come across a lion, run around the next corner, you come across some cannibals, run around the next corner, you think you're alright, a snake bite you. That's why it says in Amos 5 and 18, I believe, or 19, woe unto you that decide the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. As if a man did flee from the lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and a serpent bit him. Now a lion is already a terrifying creature. A lion, as lion slash can cause a lot of damage. But then you got away from a lion, you think you're safe, but then you run into a bear. You ever seen a bear mauling a deer? It's horrific. And you get away from the bear now, you think you're safe, and then you run into a snake. You gotta remember, snakes come in all variations and different kinds of sizes. Can you imagine coming across a giant python, for example, full of venom, or a snake that you haven't met, a giant snake that you haven't met before, with his children around the house? If the Lord is not with you, you're just dead. Alright, Salakia. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust are also made manifest in your consciences. Let me read some more of this. MPs were already given alert by Office for Budget Responsibility Committee member David Miles on budget. No, I'm going to take a wild guess, although I'm not 100% sure. I speak as a man. I'm going to guess that they're one of the departments that deal with the finances, because when someone mentions budgets, it's usually circling around a country's finances. How well they're basically going to do in terms of money they need to spend and money they receive. After the agency forecast that the UK will be in a recession for more than a year, the effects of rising interest rates and continued inflation will cause pressure next year, but they are predicted to turn a corner moving into 2024. Will not be quite as bad, the economist told the Treasury Committee, but the agency's latest economic forecasts still appear more optimistic than those revealed by the Bank of England this month. OBR chairman Richard Hughes said his long-term growth projections were more positive as interest rates, expectations, and energy prices futures declined between the two forecasts. And doesn't the scripture say, be not ignorant of any matter, both small and great? You have no idea what this could lead to. And you have no idea how long a problem like this has kind of been brewing for. So it's very important, especially in these times, that we're paying attention, trying to pay attention to every little thing that happens, because a little thing can turn to a big thing very quick. And we don't want to be one of those that was caught off guard. Because the Lord, like for example, the Lord is coming back as a thief in the night. And if you're watching, it's not going to really be that much of a surprise. But if you're not watching, that's where a thief can really catch you unexpected. That's why we have to always make sure we stay ready. expectation between energy prices declining between the two forecasts. The OBR also said it was predicting that more people would use their savings to support spending habits despite continued pressure on the cost of living. And the cost of living is like the price that you would spend on accommodation, like housing. Well, it's why he said it's the cost to live in the country, because the salary of each person is not really going. I guess it's increasing, but it's not increasing that much compared to the cost of living. So cost of living is increasing dramatically, and the salary of people is not increasing that much. That's why you're getting all these strikes happen. And it's really the people in mourning, and we know from the scripture says when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, but when the righteous spirits rule, the people rejoice. And we know the wicked are in rulership because the wicked are in rulership because the people are mourning right now. Because going on strikes is a sense is a what do you call it? Is a sign of mourning that you're not happy. You have an grievance with the country. And this new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, is basically saying that he wants to try and make it legal. Maybe not illegal, but legal for bosses to fire their trade unions and their staff that go on strike. Which strike is basically staff refusing to go into work. They can refuse for a couple of days, and it depends on how they're doing on the company. I believe it differs, and it's usually because they either have a problem with the work conditions or the pay. Mr. Hughes also told MPs and the committee that government should not make fiscal decisions without up-to-date economic outlook after the economic fallout of former Prime Minister Liz Truss mini-budget. Ms. Truss and former Chancellor Wazir Warteng came under fierce scrutiny in September as they announced tax cuts and spending measures without economic forecast. The pair told Mr. Hughes on September 7th that they would not seek economic forecasts from a fiscal announcement on September 23rd. And basically a recession in layman's terms. Is, well, you had the pandemic. It's like not enough money is going into an economy, so it leads to a recession, and the opposite. So like, yeah, I did business, but sometimes I get the terms mixed up. Anyway, it may be in this video.
To put it simply, a recession is a significant decline in economic activity over a number of months or sometimes years. It is often
a decline in the economy. However, concerns over the unfunded nature of fiscal announcement and a lack of clarity over the economic outlook caused the pound to slide to record lower against the dollar. Ultimately, the economic turmoil contributed to the short tenure of Liz Truss government, with the spending plans largely reversed by new Chancellor Jeremy Hunt. She was only in office for about 45 days, not even 2 months. The committee, in its own reports, has commented on the growing tendency in the UK fiscal policy, making major policy announcements to happen without forecasts. Mr. Hughes said on Tuesday, "Good practice as defined by anyone, not just us, but international institutions, would say you shouldn't make fiscal decisions without being informed by an up-to-date view of the economic outlook." I just pretty much wanted to go through the article quickly, and of course I've got some presets during this article. Like I said, 2023 is not a year to sleep on, so I can make sure you stay on your guard, stay watching, stay prayed up, pray for each other, pray for me, because we all slip up, we all need the prayers, we all need help sometimes, man. because it's gonna be a rough ride. But anyway, I want to say shalom.